Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and today we have this for a pattern to work with. This one is pattern number 68455 on friendshipbracelets.net. And I thought this blue thing here, the linking thing here, was kind of neat, and I thought it might be kind of fun to play with that. Um, but I don't think I'm going to try to fit two into one bracelet. So we're going to come up with something different that we can kind of work in there. So here's my template we got. Let's paste this in. First, I need to rotate it, of course, 90 degrees, and then we need to make it bigger, because otherwise it'll be very hard to see what I'm working on. Although I didn't leave myself a whole lot of room on the edges over here, so that's all right. All right, let's put that onto a new layer, so if we need to, we can move it around. So how does the center of this work? There's a single one right in the middle. So yeah, this, how we have the line set up will work perfectly. So let me just move this to be right there. That way it all lines up. Okay, so obviously I don't use the black when I'm coloring these things in, because if I have to erase it or whatever, change out to another color, I lose my outer border. So I need I actually have a blue here. Let's see, wait. I don't know why I don't have a center guide on this yet. Let's put one in. Make it easier when we're zoomed in so I can find the actual middle. So this is the middle. So we have a blue here already. I can go ahead and kind of drop. Oh, whoa. Yeah, didn't mean to do that. All right. Now I can drop in a couple of these and then go hunt for my gray. That looks good. All right. So the gray is right there in the middle, and then kind of hard to see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like going this way. And then wow. So that went up 3, then there's something here. Oh man. This is another one of those very confusing ones. Once we get it started, it'll be all right, but it's getting it started. So from this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, and then this comes back, if we have that right. And then this one comes back like this. Wow. Okay, so there's a white, and obviously we can't use white either, because then we can potentially mess up our background. Let's go with a very kind of gray. All right. So this is that for sure. And then, okay, so far we know that that's kind of right. We know that there is a black coming out this way, right? Because this one comes out like that. And like that. And then this has got like a little thing at the end of it. So far, so good. this has a blue. Yeah, so once you kind of find an easy thing to sort of work out where your pattern is, obviously that's kind of the way to go. See, once I kind of have that established, then figuring out where this line is becomes much, much easier. And then I know exactly where this ends. Boom. We are there. Okay. So the white is what's outside of this. And on this one, the white doesn't come all the way together. It only goes to there before bouncing back out. Let's see, how much space do we have? Ooh, goodness, we have a lot of space. So these two things joined. So, okay, now, if we're going to go into something like an arrowhead, like a kind of am leaning on the idea that that's how this could go. The question is, if we started with the white, then whatever the next color is, and whatever the next color is, yeah, it doesn't quite turn out even there. So let's back this up. And let's try this. If the gray starts out as the diamond, and then the white, and then whatever the next one is, and look, and then we end on a perfect note. So like that's, I have no idea what the other, well, I know there's a purple, so that'll be a thing. But there, right? So yeah, technically that gray up here will be this purple. See, again, if I had colored that in with black, I would lose that whole outer border, and it makes the squares look really weird and inconsistent with everything else. So this way, the bracelet is basically something fairly simple. Arrowheads are, in my mind, not terribly difficult. And then the center then becomes this greater, more wow kind of thing. And then it just goes back to the other part. So the center of the bracelet becomes like the key, whatever. All right. Now to find out what everything else is in here, we need to find out the order of the strings. All right, let's start with this one. We know that the dark ends up in the middle of this. So this is the more tedious side of pattern making. Like the whole like laying that other part out, that's kind of fun. This obviously it's a little, well, it's harder and it takes more time and requires a lot of thought. But I don't know if you've seen, I've done other ones where we thought we could do it, you know, the pattern a certain way, and then it turns out you can't. So this is really important when you're designing a pattern just to make sure that it's going to work as intended. So there. Now the dark ones here. I guess we're going to bring those in. We'll let these be the other dark ones. Figure those out in a second, but these can be here. Yeah, so it does look like we need to have at least 3 of this black or dark gray or whatever it is. I'll show you why here in a second. And see here, because we know the purple is going to come in and turn, that this dark one will have to go the other direction from it, because the purple will come in from the right hand side, go make a left knot, and then go back to the right. So that's the kind of things that we're looking for at this point. Now these are both going to change directions and come out accordingly. I don't know why it does that. So when I say there's going to be 3 strings, I'm talking about like how many I will have cut to go into the whole kumi thing. Obviously, at least 6 overall. So that's how many will be coming down. So far we have the 2. We have the one that's up here and the one that's down here. However, nothing is taking care of this area here. So, and like this knot, over here, these. So that's the 3rd or the 5th and 6th, depending on how you want to count that. And so I can see that it comes all the way out here to this purple, and then comes to this blue, and then comes out over there. So where does it go later on? I don't know that yet. We haven't even gotten that far. But that so far is all I need for the dark ones. Let's go ahead and do this light color. We know that it will come in here like this. So we can just go ahead and get that out of the way. This is actually pretty cool. I didn't expect that there was going to be quite as many of the little diamonds for the arrowhead things. I didn't expect that there would be as many of those as there are. I'm not upset about it. In fact, I think I kind of like it more that way. Just because it's like a simpler design when compared to what's going on down here. So I think it's not gonna take, the viewer, looking more at that. They're gonna be like, wow, what happened in the middle? It just goes all crazy, and how fun is that? So yeah. All right. Whoops. So we have this one here. And I'm kind of curious where it's going. So this is our second white strand. Oops, again. This is our second white strand. And it sort of ends out there. All right. Easy. I think, if I'm not mistaken, then there might be a third white one. Because isn't that white outside of the purple? No, it's not. It's another dark. We might change that. We seriously might change that. Let's do the purple. If for no other reason, because this is just one of the most simple ones of them all. And then we can kind of assess a little bit more of what's going on in the heart of this, because I'm pretty sure we don't have all the colors yet. I guess that just came up there like that. Yeah, I'm not convinced I want another dark one outside of this. I mean, we could change. Ooh. Okay, I just had a crazy idea. We could make an interesting fade potentially on the outside. Okay, that will definitely distract against what's in here, but wait, let's see what some of these other colors were. So we know, okay, there was another one of these blues to make up this little bit down in here. But again, I don't think. See, by the time it comes out, it's here. We have a color here, and we have a color here. Oh man, this could end up being really, really cool. Oops. There's only one more diamond. Oh, this might be really, really interesting. I'm not sure. Okay, so let's just throw a color in for now. And then maybe we'll change this up for more of a fade effect. But so if the thing in the middle is blue, what are we going to do for a fade outside of all of this? I kind of like the idea of the white going in. That makes sense. So, yeah, this totally works out. slightly curious. Okay, so we can fill those in a second. The next color here, let's go with an orange because we're going, you know, purple, red, orange, and then yellow if it's there. So this zigzag's a little bit different because it's an odd number. Notice it's just a one little thing here in the corners, which is kind of interesting. Oh man. So this is looking very, very cool. So this orange, let's just work out, make sure how this sort of plays along, and it'll tell us if what we can do with the next color, if we can have a yellow. Yeah, see, there's that through there. And then, yeah, right here, this is where the yellow goes in. Wow. So from what was an interesting pattern, a very cool, interesting pattern, and by all means, make it as shown. Because there was nothing wrong with that. We are turning it into something very, 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 very different. So the big question is going to be, what ends up out there? Wow. Okay. All right. And we know that the purple will be up in that one. Wow. Okay, so the next color along is the blue from here. So this orange went this way. Getting the easy stuff out of the way so I can kind of better see where the directions change. But it looks to me like it's the blue from down here is the next color that comes out. So maybe when choosing the colors, we can do something that works pretty cool with that. So that one's there. And then the next color is our dark gray. And it basically just shows up in the corner. That's so cool. The white here. Ooh. For fun, if we don't want that to be dark, we can make that a white at the end. Oh, I like that better. Heck yeah. So then the dark changes the direction here where the yellow changes its direction. So this is obviously, these are the reds. Put a couple more of these in for the sake of doing, oops. For the sake of doing them. I'll probably finish this up. Well, I was going to say I could finish this up after, but I kind of want to show you guys what the whole finished thing looks like, and I don't want to flip it without having it done. So hang on, bear with me. It won't be much longer. And because it's not symmetrical left to right, I can't just copy one side, which obviously on these big guys would have been a really nice thing to have been able to do. But some of the stuff that the blue does there, it wouldn't work. Guessing the orange just comes out like that. This purple just does this. I think pattern-wise, I think I'll just leave it in these colors, but I'm definitely going to try to consider, like, maybe, let's say if I do the purple where the purple is, maybe instead of the blue, I do a green. And the rationality there is because then it goes purple, red, orange, yellow, and then green. And then, because inside where everything else is, there'll be enough contrasts and stuff going on that, you know, that'll still look cool. Because, you know, just a green with the darker colors, either gray or black, that'll be fine. And then it makes this whole outside become more of a fade going right straight across, which I kind of like that idea a lot. I suppose I can make the yellow go up here. It kind of didn't matter too much, but slightly easier to just let the white one go out straight. All right, we are seriously almost done. We just have a bit over here to do. The yellow. And if I get stuck, I can look at what happened on the other side, because it's already been solved once. So that's that. Comes out here, here. Yeah, this is a little bit weird because of it being an odd number. Because it's 11 strings on one side. It's 22 altogether. So, I mean, that's not an odd number, but clearly the like what's going to happen with the kumi and stuff, that's going to be affected by the number of strings. Right. Oh, the side. Yep. The next is the dark. So this is one of the ones that for sure, because of how that area down at the bottom, how it works. Wait, does the black isn't? No, it's the white that comes that way. Um, the way that the middle goes is going to mean that we have to flip it twice. We have to flip it both horizontally and vertically in order to get the pieces to match up right. So kind of a thing. All right, so the dark one goes that way. Got it. The next one is this dark one. Whoops. Hit the little edge of the line there. So there's that one, and then we have this blue. All right, see, I told you it wouldn't take too long to get this done. We're almost there now. Yep. All right, so we can make that layer disappear for now. Wow. That is super colorful. Oh, that's going to be really neat. And then we have very few darks in it until it goes into this. I'm really excited for this one. All right. Control C, Control V. Flip it vertically and flip it horizontally and bring it down here. And just kind of too far. There it is, with the two pieces linked together now. And it gets all kinds of psychedelic groovy stuff going on above it. That is really, really cool. All right, so thanks again for hanging out with me, guys. I know this has been a long one. Before I go, I do want to thank my Patreon and my YouTube members who helped to make all of this stuff possible. Honestly, it's their help that really helps make this channel keep going. So thank you very much, guys. Back with more stuff tomorrow. And yeah, I have no idea. I don't remember what I'm supposed to be working on. But yeah, I'm kind of excited, though. This week has been a fun one. All right, guys. Thanks for everything. And as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.